Let me ask you something. Do you think that your podcast could bring real value to brands, but you're just not sure how to show it? The truth is that sponsors care about so much more than just the download numbers. They're looking for alignment, engagement, and strategic value. Even if your audience isn't huge, I'm going to show you how to make your podcast an attractive sponsorship opportunity in today's QuickCast episode. Welcome to this week's Rocky Mountain Marketing QuickCast. This is your go-to source for actionable advice and the latest news in social media and digital marketing. Every Thursday in just 8 to 12 minutes, I'm going to be delivering quick, impactful tips to help you stay ahead in the fast-paced digital landscape. I'm your host, Katie Brinkley. Let's dive into today's episode. Welcome back to this week's Rocky Mountain Marketing QuickCast. I am Katie Brinkley, and today we're going to talk about podcasting. I wanted to talk about sponsorship in today's episode because one of our clients at Next Step Social, so you know, at Next Step, my agency here, we do turnkey social media and podcast production. And one of our clients has been working with us for about a year and a half. We've been working together where we're producing their podcast and we're doing their social media for them. And they just secured a huge sponsor. And I was so happy for them because they show up every 2 weeks. We sit down, we record episodes. We're extremely consistent. And he's been doing the work. He's been doing all the hard work. And when the opportunity came for a sponsor for the show, we got a little nervous because of the download numbers. But it's not always about how many people are listening. It's about the audience and the community that you've built that will make you attractive to sponsors. And so I posted on Threads that I was happy for my client. I said, my client just secured a 15K sponsorship for their podcast, and they only get 50 downloads per episode. Think your audience is too small? Think again. That's just what I said, because I was trying to make it so that people felt the encouragement to keep going. I see time and time again where people say, oh, well, no one listens, or I only get X amount of downloads per episode. But if you've been building the audience and you've been consistent and you have the assets, anything is for sale, really. And so I want to explain how we did it. This podcast episode is for all of you that are either starting a podcast or you want more downloads or you haven't gotten a sponsor yet. Rocky Mountain Marketing, we get sponsors. We're always taking sponsors, but this is where you have to know who it is that you're talking to. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And if you're thinking my audience isn't big enough, this episode is for you. And if you haven't figured it out, spoiler alert, you don't need millions of downloads to start securing sponsorships. What you do need is the right approach, and that's what we're going to talk through today. The first step in making your podcast sponsorable is positioning. This means creating a professional image that is appealing to brands. Start by putting together a solid media kit. This should include your podcast descriptions, listener demographics, any engagement metrics that you have, like download numbers, listener feedback, social engagement. Also, you want to ensure that you highlight what makes your show unique. Sponsors are looking for niche audiences. So if you have a dedicated listener base, let it shine. And if you can, add in any listener testimonials, feedback, all of that to show brands that your audience is engaged. And the biggest thing here is that they trust you. Moving along, let's talk about sponsorship packages. You don't need to offer a one-size-fits-all solution. In fact, creating multiple packages is going to give sponsors more flexibility. Think about offering basic shout-outs, mid-level sponsor segments, high-tier packages with exclusivity, or even cross-promotion on your social channels. The idea is to make it really, really easy for sponsors to choose the level of investment that works best for them. You're not just selling ad space, okay? You're building a partnership that fits the needs of both sides. Now, the next one is a big one, and I think that it's creative control. And just because you're working with sponsors doesn't mean that you have to lose that voice that makes your podcast special. Be upfront about the type of messaging that you're comfortable with. When you're authentic with your listeners, they're more likely to trust any products or services that you promote. And if you choose sponsors whose values that you align with, and if you're passionate about the brand, it will come across very naturally in your content, and your listeners will feel that authenticity. The right fit is key. All right. And now wrapping it up, now that you're set up for sponsorship, how do you actually reach out to brands? Start by identifying the companies that align with your content or your audience. When you approach them, make it personal. Show that you understand their brand and explain how your audience is a great fit. And biggest tip I can give you is to follow up. Brands get a ton of pitches, and sometimes a gentle reminder can make all the difference. If you're persistent and respectful, you will stand out. Don't just copy and paste and send this out to the masses. Tailor these pitches for each brand, and it will help you stand out in a sea of competition. So to wrap up today's quick cast, becoming sponsorable is more than just audience size. It's about positioning, showing value, and finding the right alignment with the right sponsors. But here's the thing. If you're saying, Katie, these tips were great, but I still need more help, I need a clearer roadmap. Well, I am inviting you to sign up for my masterclass, Becoming Sponsorable. This masterclass will take you step by step through building your media kit, crafting pitches, creating sponsorship packages that brands will love, identifying who your audience is. Head over to sponsoryourpodcast.com, sign up today, and get started on getting sponsors for your show. Again, your podcast is not too small. The biggest thing here is consistency and knowing who it is that you're talking to. If you sign up for this masterclass, I know you're going to walk away with some great insights, a media kit, all of the things to make your podcast sponsorable. So again, head to sponsoryourpodcast.com. I'll include a link in the show notes. And, I started podcasting because I love being on the microphone. I come from radio. I love having the interviews. Wouldn't it be great to get paid to do something that you love? If you're ready to make it happen, if you're serious about landing your first sponsor, join me in the Become Sponsorable Masterclass, where I will guide you step by step through everything that you need to know. Head over sponsoryourpodcast.com. Let's get started, and let's turn your podcast into a powerful and sponsorable platform. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. I hope you're leaving with valuable insights and the inspiration to lead your market. If you've enjoyed our time together and found today's podcast episode useful, I have a small favor to ask of you. Please hit that subscribe button to stay updated with the latest episodes. And if you know someone who could benefit from these episodes, maybe a fellow business leader or an aspiring entrepreneur, go ahead and share this episode with them. Let's spread the knowledge and grow together. Also, I'd love to hear from you and continue the conversation beyond the podcast. Visit me at katiebrinkley.com to connect, to find more resources, or just to share your journey. And be sure to pick up your copy of my new book, The Social Shift, at katiebrinkley.com/book. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Katie Brinkley, and I can't wait to dive into more strategies and stories with you on the next episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. Let's keep on taking your marketing to new heights.